Hello there. My name is Mo, my co-host Corey. We are The Real Guys, and this is The Real Show with 2 E's. We're going to shrink down really small.
Nice.
Quantum shrinking, Corey. Is that right?
Okay, sure.
Because we are reviewing Ant Man and the Wasp: Quantumania.
Look, Murray,
I'm
shrinking.
Oh, wow. You're so small. I can barely see you. I can't even see you.
Oh, no, got to get my chair back up now.
So small. Quantum.
Okay, I'm back. Look at that. Boom.
Quantumania.
Yep.
Boom, Quantumania.
For the Reddit listeners, I just pulled my chair down.
You did, yeah. And you can listen to us on Amazon, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, anywhere you get your podcast, YouTube. We're there. You can watch us, our video version of The Real Show YouTube channel, The Real Show, real with 2 E's.
I like how you always lead with Amazon.
I always lead with Amazon. We're not a sponsor, by the way. Jeff, if you want to sponsor us, Amazon.
Even though we are on we are on Amazon. Technically, I think it's like Amazon Music or something.
I think so. I always call it Amazon Podcasts.
Yeah.
But everyone's got a podcast
streaming
service. Amazon, whatever. But this is Ant Man and the Wasp: Quantumania.
Correct.
We've both watched this.
Yep.
I discovered this on Disney Plus. I was looking for a movie. It was movie night.
Oh yeah, nice.
And I thought, Ant Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. We'll give that a watch. I've not seen it in the cinema, but we'll give it a go. And we're reviewing it now because as of today, or I think yesterday, June the 7th it is. Might not come out today, but today is June the 7th. Avatar 2: Way of the Water has come out on Disney Plus. You're a fan of Avatar? Do you like tall blue women? I enjoyed
the first one.
Yeah, me too.
I
barely remember it, but
so do I. But I have no interest in seeing the second one.
I remember enjoying it, and I do have interest in seeing the second one. I want to get back into the world of James Cameron's Avatar. I think the CGI, the alien planet, are interesting. But this is not the alien planet. I was asked many times when I was watching this film, are these aliens? Is this outer space? And I was like, no, it's not. It was hard to explain. There's the sci-fi meme of you throw the word quantum in front of something and then it becomes spacey.
Yeah.
But this is not really spacey. It's like they're all just really small. It's like a microscopic
They're all really
universe.
small and I mean, as much as you can understand the confusion for aliens. I mean, there's a weird like blob man.
There's a blob man.
The guy who's got, I don't even know what it is, like a weird like light, not a light bulb, but like the cylinder in his head that fires whatever it is. Like whatever that is.
I always thought it was like a torch head. He's got a torch on his head that shines the laser.
Like, weird. There's a lot of, and there's a couple of humans down there. There's a guy that can read minds.
Yep, that's right.
It's understand. It has sci-fi elements, but they are just really small and they're in like a thing. You can tell we keep up to date with Marvel.
Yeah, we are. We're really good at Marvel.
What's the quantum realm? It's the thing.
A small man. He's got a torch head. He's got on the torch head. There's a little red guy. He's got like blobs.
There's a blob. He's got no holes. He gets holes eventually.
You know that guy was played by David Dashmalian, who played Kurt in the first two. He's the kind of Eastern European guy. Yeah. So, and he was also in James Gunn's...
There's a giant face.
There is a giant face. That's m.o.d.o.k.
It's m.o.d.o.k.
And it's not Patton Oswalt, unfortunately.
Yeah.
As people will know that Patton Oswalt played m.o.d.o.k. in kind of like a stop-motion animation Marvel series that's on like Disney Plus's Star thing or whatever they call it, like the serious programs.
The adult ones.
The adult ones, yeah. And, m.o.d.o.k. goes around swearing. But in this one, m.o.d.o.k. is David Cross, who is shrunk... It was Yellow Jacket.
Yellow Jacket, yeah. Also known as was it Derek? Is that his name? Darren Cross. Darren.
Sorry, yeah. I call him David Cross.
Gets shrunk down.
Shrunk down really small. And we all thought he died.
Yeah, we assumed he died.
Then he was found in the quantum realm.
Yeah, found by like Kang.
And then turned into m.o.d.o.k, who's
the
mechanized organism designed only for killing.
Yes.
Or it used to be called the mechanized organism designed only for conquest. He's sometimes called that, but conquest is spelled with a K.
Yeah.
Like Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
But obviously because Kang is called Kang the Conqueror, you can't really have two beings designed for conquering. So m.o.d.o.k. is used as killing.
As also Ant-Man points out, it should be m.o.d.o.k.
m.o.d.o.k, yeah, because there's an F in there. Well, sometimes the F is like...
It's acronyms. It's like if there's like, something and, the and won't count.
Yeah, the and won't count, exactly.
Count.
Do you know what the difference is between an acronym and an initialism?
No.
I'll tell you, Corey.
Go on then.
m.o.d.o.k. is an acronym because the words m.o.d.o.k. for mechanized organism designed only for killing. That's spelled m.o.d.o.k. But like if you take something like the FBI, you don't say FBI, do you? It's FBI.
Okay.
And those letters do not form a word.
Right.
So you say FBI. That is an initialism.
Okay.
Whereas like NASA is the is it National Aeronautical Space Agency or whatever?
Yeah.
It's NASA because those letters spell a word. So that is an acronym. That is NASA. Whereas like FBI, CIA, GCHQ are initialisms because those letters do not form a word.
I'm assuming it still counts as an initialism if it's got a number in it, like MI5.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, MI5. That's still an initialism because you're not saying MI5.
MI5.
MI5. MI5.
Sacha Baron Cohen, why did you do that?
Borat, Borat takes it. No, I can see that, Borat takes an internship at MI5 and he goes, my first day of MI5.
Sacha Baron Cohen, come on, we're writing for you.
Yeah, exactly, we're writing for you. Borat goes to the UK and he gets the job at the MI5. And he goes, my first day at MI5. I love MI5. And he does not change it. He doesn't say MI5 once.
Yeah.
He goes around saying that.
Oh, Borat, we're playing the Nintendo Wii. Which me do you want? I want MI5.
MI5.
Can't figure out if it's got me in it. My me knowledge
Goes,
gone.
James Bond, what agency was he in? He was MI6.
Anyway.
Hello. We have too much fun on this show, Corey. I think we need someone else to
any excuse to do an impression.
Especially a Borat.
Yeah.
Any excuse to do an impression.
It's been a while since we've kicked out the Borat impression.
Exactly.
Dust that one off.
Speaking of Borat, a person who isn't Borat is Paul Rudd.
True.
Who he is Ant Man.
It'd be weird if it was.
Yeah, he's Ant Man in this film. He was. I think through the MCU, Paul Rudd is Ant Man. He's had a couple of little appearances there, Endgame and
Civil War.
Civil War, yeah, Infinity War and stuff like that. But he was in the quantum realm while Infinity War was happening. When Thanos did the old Thanos.
Hence why he could come back.
Snap, exactly. He came back because a rat ran over his little console.
Yep.
And to save that rat, shout out to you, that rat. You saved the universe. He pops out of the quantum realm, and now he's back. It's been 5 years, I think. I always get confused. I thought it was 3 years, but now it's 5.
Can't remember.
I think it was 5 years because of the blip. They called it the blip because everyone dusted away, and then they came back 5 years older. They explain it in Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And now his daughter, Cassie Lang, has a machine that can communicate with the quantum realm.
Correct.
That's where That's where Hope's mother was.
Yes. It's a big telescope thing.
Big telescope thing. And it communicates with the villain of this film, which is Kang.
Yes.
Kang the Conqueror. He's been. They call him like an outcast or something. He's been banished by the other Kangs from the multiverse. Because as we watch Loki, we all know that Kang is the sort of overarching villain of Loki, who was behind the Time Masters and whatnot, and has thousands and millions of variants.
There's a lot of Kangs. By the end of this film, we see a lot of Kangs.
Exactly, and that is obviously. Maybe we should put a spoiler embargo. Who's seen Ant Man and the Wasp: Quantumania?
Yeah, everyone raise your hands.
Yeah, everyone raise your hands. Spoiler, obviously, for Ant Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. One of the things that I thought was a bit strange about this film is it's called Ant Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Okay. Well, there's Ant Man.
Yep.
And there was Ant Man and the Wasp.
Yes.
Now there's Ant Man and the Wasp: Quantumania.
Yep.
Will the fourth Ant Man film be called Ant Man and the Wasp: Quantumania? Add-on suffix.
Yeah, something.
Borat goes to my 5. I don't know. Whatever it's going to be, whatever the suffix is for the next Ant Man film. Well, they do like not Secret Wars, sorry. Yep. Like the Kang Dynasty, that's the next Avengers film.
Yes.
Or it should be.
Yeah.
Then they're doing Secret Wars after that.
Yep. I mean...
They've got the next... What phase is this?
5?
Does it say? So I've got the wiki up. I've got the old wiki up here.
What was it? Well, yeah, I think we're in 5 going into 6.
Phase 5, yeah.
Yeah.
Released on February 17th, 2023 as the first film of Phase 5 of the MCU.
Yeah.
So, flipping Hector, we're a long way in. We're a long way in, Corey.
We are. And you know what? When it comes to this film, I saw the first Ant Man in cinema.
I think I did too.
Very much enjoyed it.
I didn't see the second one in cinema.
No, I didn't either.
But I remember liking the second one a bit more, probably because I liked Ghost.
I liked the first one a lot. I thought this is really fun. It's very enjoyable. And then I watched the second one.
It's like Iron Man, but you can go small.
Yeah. Granted, when I watched the second one, it was like pretty much when it came on Disney Plus, whenever that was. And 2, I think I had it on in the background. I think it was like I'm going to be doing something for like 2 or 3 hours. I need something on for my attention. So I think I put out, I wasn't fully paying attention to it. But I really enjoyed this. For some reason, I thought, I'm going to go into this thinking it's going to be okay. It's not going to be great, but it'll be fine.
I thought, here's my taking of going to this.
Yep.
I thought this would be bad.
Guess what I mean? For some reason, I thought it's going to be okay, but it won't be great.
You get like there's sort of an internet zeitgeist. We might take on to a horrible tangent here, so I apologize about that. But there's an internet zeitgeist of when something comes out that it's immediately sort of rated or leveled by people who see it, and that kind of trickles down to social media and Rotten Tomatoes and whatever.
Apparently, as well, on a
down to
little tangent, IMDb, I think, are changing how their ratings work.
How so?
I think if you give anything like a 1 star, I think it's you're going to review all the reviews to see if they're like not real, but like if they're a mixtape or not. Essentially, they're going to try and stop like TV shows and films getting review bombed and
getting bombed, yeah.
So I think they're doing something to make 1 stars less effective. I don't know, something like that. Because it happens all the time now.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Well, this may have been the point with this film.
Yeah.
Because it got sort of slated. I don't want to say it got slated, but there was sort of mediocre to bad reviews in it. Like, let's say mixed. You know, their praise of like performances but there was a heavy influence on visual effects. There was a lot of critique to the plot and sort of a tonal departure, kind of in the way that Thor 3. Sorry, my tongue's swelling off. Thor 3.
Yes.
And how Love and Thunder got taken down in the same way by saying, well, it's nothing like the other 2 Thor films, and
even though everyone hates the second one anyway.
Yeah, true. But and there's the tonal shift with like gore and stuff, and then you know where they're all kooky. I'm in a log cabin. There's a big alien right on the wall. Yeah. That kind of stuff. And I'm a bad CGI child head. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
This sort of suffered the same fate, unfortunately.
Yep.
I've been saying like, well, it's so different from the other 2 Ant-Mans. It's kind of like, oh, we're trying to do Guardians of the Galaxy. The way that Thor was like, oh, we're going to try and do Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
When you can't really do Guardians of the Galaxy unless you are Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yes.
But that speaks to not only the MCU, but also how good the first Guardians of the Galaxy film was. It was kind of a lining in the bottle of, hold on, no one knows who these characters are.
Yeah, it almost feels like when it comes to Marvel, you have a couple different camps of either, right, we're going to be like just serious cinema and like a nice thing like Infinity War and Endgame, where it's like, this is going to massive box office, going to be a great story, nice arcing thing, and all these great characters and whatever. And then it seems to get like your comedy ones, which are like Guardians of the Galaxy, and it seems like Guardians came out and it blew up, and then they were like, right, okay. So now anything that's a comedy, I feel like always is trying to be in that same vein, whether it's Ragnarok or whether it's Ant Man or whether it's whatever else Marvel comes out with.
This felt like a meld, and I felt like I think that's a negative point. This felt like a meld where it's like, hold on, here's this character called... Right, let's take m.o.d.o.k, for example.
Yes.
Here's this character called m.o.d.o.k, big character from the comics.
Correct.
Right? Big, giant head. Sure, he's got a bit of a goofy look, but yeah, he can be like threatening as a villain and whatnot. He's this big mechanized guy. He's got like buzz saws and laser guns and rocket missile, whatever you called, rocket racks, whatever they're called, you know. Fire loads of missiles and fire loads of lasers and whatever, and guns. He's got like a mini gun and stuff. And he's got loads of buzz saws and swords and whatnot. You know, really threatening. They call him in this film they call him the Hunter, and they say he's gonna kill everything in his path, and he's gonna da-dee-da. And then the mask comes off, and he's this, you know, quite fat head of Corey Stoll.
Yeah.
And they go, you're Darren Cross. It's you, Darren Cross from Ant Man, right? They might as well have said that.
Yeah.
And they show this whole montage of scenes. I'm like, well, how do you want to take this character? Do you want to take him as in he's a joke? As in he's a, pathetic, ineffectual joke? Or do you want to say that, no, this guy's an efficient killing machine and he's scary and serious, but what?
Yeah, so when this film came out earlier this year, now, granted, in terms of, like, characters and comics, I didn't really know anything about m.o.d.o.k. I only know m.o.d.o.k from Marvel vs. Capcom, and that's pretty much it.
Oh.
So I can't... This isn't like, Moon Knight, where Moon Knight comes out, and I'm like, or Black Widow's a better example, where like Taskmaster's a villain, and I'm like, I don't like how they portray Taskmaster, because it's not how he's meant to be. I can't really go into that, because I don't know who m.o.d.o.k is.
Well, m.o.d.o.k isn't Darren Cross, I can tell you that for free.
Yes. But I was like... I still got the feeling that I'm like, okay, you had an idea where you wanted this weird redemption arc at the end. I'm like, I don't know if m.o.d.o.k was the person to do that
Yeah,
with.
exactly.
However,
Yeah.
technically, it's the multiverse, and maybe there's going to
There's
be
M.o.d.o.k,
another m.o.d.o.k,
yeah.
which is the actual one, and this is just like a little comedy thing.
Oh god, is it like that? Who was it? Is it like the Mandarin? It's like the Mandarin, isn't it? From Iron Man 3.
Yeah, but at least this will kind of make more sense.
Well, no. The thing with the Mandarin was, I've got to explain the Mandarin now.
Yeah, you do.
The Mandarin is a big comic character, a big Iron Man villain, you
Yep.
know, the 10 rings, he's got these magical alien rings.
Yep.
He's like this sort of very priest character. He's like a lot of religion and a lot of sort of occult stuff, right? And they turn in Iron Man 3 and all the trailers for Iron Man 3, the Mandarin is played by Ben Kingsley.
Yes.
Fantastic casting. He's going to do he's kind of like this sort of Middle Eastern terrorist leader figure, and he's like, some people call me a terrorist, I'm a teacher. America,
Yeah.
Are you ready for a lesson? And I'm like, oh, he's so cool. He's got the rings, he's got the cloak, he looks like the comic character, but he's reimagined. Awesome. When the film came out, it was revealed, you know, plot twist, M. Night Shyamalan,
Yep.
what a twist, that the Mandarin is a fake man, an actor
Yes.
called Trevor Slattery, who's a British actor, played by Ben Kingsley, playing Trevor Slattery playing the Mandarin,
Yep.
who was hired by the real villain, which was Guy Pearce or something,
Yep.
as whoever his character's name was, I can't remember.
No, I can't.
But he was the real villain. And at the end of the thing, Guy Pearce is covered in flame because of this super soldier serum, and he goes, I am the Mandarin.
Yeah.
And you go, well, you're not, are you?
Yeah.
And then it was revealed that in the Long Live the King short, because in those Marvel, they did the one-shots. They did one where I was about to say Ben Kingsley. But Ben Kingsley was in prison
Yeah.
because he got arrested in the film, and he was revealed that there is a real Mandarin because the interviewer turned out to be a Mandarin's agent, and he had
Yep.
the 10 ring tattoo, and it was real. So we don't know whether Guy Pearce didn't invent the 10 rings; he just stole it off the
Yeah.
real Mandarin, and the real Mandarin's out there. No idea, but it was like, I thought it might have been like that. Maybe this isn't the real m.o.d.o.k, and there's another m.o.d.o.k.
Yeah. Well, like I say, it's the multiverse. Anything can
Multiverse,
happen.
yeah, exactly. Another great couple of characters in Quantumania.
Go on.
If you're a Mandalorian fan, you might recognise Katie M. O'Brien as Gentora, the sort of queen. On the wiki, she's described as the human-shaped leader. I'm not sure whether they are all kind of weird
Human-shaped.
organisms, and some of them take the
Okay.
shape of humans.
I mean, that would make sense.
They might take the shape of a red blob man, or a guy with a huge torch on his face.
See, that would make sense because I'm like, you got always like aliens who are very clearly like aliens.
It's like,
looking
why are
things.
aliens in Star Wars?
And it's like, why is there like
Humans-
just like two humans here that are like definitely shouldn't be here?
Why are aliens in Star Wars? What I meant to say was, why are humans in Star Wars?
Why are
It's like that.
yeah,
kind
why
of-
are aliens in
Why
Star
are
Wars,
aliens in Star
Murray?
Wars? Kind of weird that.
Yeah.
Put an alien in it. They're really branching out with this Star Wars thing, aren't they?
Why isn't Jabba the Hutt just a man? It was.
He was a man. He was a man.
He was a man.
originally. Maybe I should say Star. Maybe a better argument would be Star Trek.
Yeah.
Well, no, because Earth exists in Star Trek, so that wouldn't be a good idea. Earth doesn't exist in Star Wars.
Wow.
So that would be, well, as we know.
Yeah. Battlefront 2 wants to disagree with you there.
Well, exactly. It's actually Geonosis. But thank you. That's a long reference, which no one's going to get.
Yep.
My argument is that because Earth and a planet isn't in Star Wars, as they say,
Yeah.
people wonder how did humans like evolve or
Yeah.
something like that. So it's wondered that like human shaped this queen who's Gentora, who's the leader of the freedom fighters against Kang's regime,
Yes.
is shaped like a human. Maybe because she took on that form or whatever. But
Yeah.
there's different ways around it. Bill Murray is in this film.
He is.
Good old Bill Murray.
Yep.
He's here as Lord Krylar, who
Correct.
is again listed in Wikipedia as a human-shaped governor. You know what? Maybe the description won't be that apt for Katie M. O'Brien, but it's
True.
apt for Bill Murray. Bill Murray is human-shaped. I'm going to say if Bill Murray is anything, he's human-shaped. He's the governor of the Axia community of the Quantum Realm, and he is a friend of Janet Van Dyne, who is Hope's mother. And in the Quantum Realm, Bill Murray is also a servant of Kang, and he says that he wants to bring in Janet Van Dyne and return her to Kang because she knows how to unlock this power core or whatnot.
Yeah.
The whole story is that Janet meets Kang, his ship crashes, and Kang has this power core which can restore his ship to allow him to leave the quantum realm.
Yep.
but it's overloads and it starts to take on the sort of will of its own, which means that Janet's the only one that can save the quantum realm, but also in saving the quantum realm, she'd be allowing Kang to escape.
Correct. It's essentially just, here's a thing that will make my ship work. They manage to fix it. Because she touches the ship, she can see into Kang's mind, realizes who it is, and she makes the thing big. So they're both stuck.
And Hank Pym, going around with his ants, Michael Douglas. If we haven't linked to the video of Paul Rudd and I know I'm going to reference here.
Go on.
Paul Rudd and Michael Douglas ham-boning
Yep.
while saying ants in various degrees of sort of... However they say ants, it's kind of like, if I can kind of do a little rendition here.
Go on.
They're kind of like going... Ants! 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 Like that.
Yep.
There's pauses between the ants.
Yep.
And then Paul Rudd starts sort of ham-boning on his chest while shouting, Ant-Man! Ant-Man!
Can't wait for
We'll
about
put that on the screen.
halfway.
Or listen to it.
About halfway through the out of context. It's just cut to you going, ants!
You know what? Let me just mention this now while we're recording.
Because it's like, my mind's always on like that goes in out of context.
When we do the out of context, you have me shouting Lexo Suga from the Star Wars Minor Characters episode.
Yeah, sure.
Because I feel like...
I've not got to that yet.
Right, okay. When you get to that, just remember
Because
I want me shouting.
What I do is every episode, I'll mentally,
Right.
if I like ants,
You'll have a mental...
I'll be like, okay, right, ants. I used to get ants from that episode, and I'll save it. I've got a folder full of like 10-second clips, which are all going to be in the out of context video. There's a lot in there already.
Good. Just get Lexo Suga in there as well while you're waiting.
So October, it's going to be a big out of context video. I can tell you that.
You know what? I'm very excited. That's near my birthday, I think.
Yeah, it is.
I remember because our anniversary is always near when my birthday.
October 13th is the anniversary.
Yeah, that's exactly. That's the day before my birthday.
Yeah.
So happy birthday to me with a nice out of context video. I love those videos, by the way. I love them. Yeah, they're
fantastic.
Who else shows up in this film? Randall Park.
Yep.
As Jimmy Woo and little cameo. The FBI agent. The Phoebe agent. I like Randall Park as well. I'm a big Randall Park fan. If you've watched Young Rock.
No, I haven't.
Oh, you've not watched Young Rock? It's on Sky, so you wouldn't be able to.
I've seen clips.
Right, okay, if you've seen clips. Randall Park plays himself.
Nice.
But kind of like a sort of pathetic comedy version of himself.
Nice.
Where he's like this daytime TV host who has to go around with Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah.
And he gets in sort of, little situations where Dwayne Johnson has to help him out of them or whatever. He's kind of trying to cover Dwayne Johnson's life.
Yeah.
And all the Rock can do is keep telling him stories. But it's a fun little show, that as well. I've enjoyed it. It's had 3 or 4 seasons now.
Yeah, it's been going for a while.
Baskin Robbins makes a big feature in this film as well.
Correct.
Because Scott Lang used to
work there.
Used to work there, exactly. Have you ever been to a Baskin Robbins, Corey?
No.
Neither have I. And I've been to America, I think, twice or one time.
I'm going to say, do we even have them over here?
Do we? That's something you can find out.
I'm Googling it right now. Because I've never been to the States.
Do they just do ice cream, or is it kind of just like a confectionery store?
Baskin Robbins. Well, I'm guessing they do cake.
They do cake.
Some kind
they
of
do ice cream. I know they do ice cream.
There we go. Baskin Robbins is an American chain of ice cream and cake shops and inspired brands. I don't... Oh, no, we do. We do have them in the UK.
Do it? I've never seen one.
We've got them.
London, I bet.
Grimsby. Nottingham.
No, wow, flipping Hector.
Leicester.
Look at where the Nottingham one is.
Manchester, Coventry.
Manchester.
Birmingham.
Notice
how I do the accent for Birmingham.
Yeah, great.
Manchester's got it's a different one, like 2 or 3.
I was like, it's going to be a southern thing, isn't it? They're going to have one in London or whatever. But no,
we literally have one like a bus journey away. A bit of Grimsby. It'd be a long bus journey, but it's a bus.
You can get there by train, I think, from Nottingham Station.
Probably also can,
yeah.
So we have them.
We have them. We can take a trip to Baskin Robbins together.
They remind me of. Oh
I bet
God,
the prices are extortionate.
This is going to be a probably actually
flashback.
No, I was gonna say. Oh, it reminds me of this other thing. Right. How much is an ice cream cake from Baskin Robbins? Does it tell me?
Ice cream cake.
I'm looking this up now.
I've never understood the phenomena behind ice cream cakes.
Never tried it, but I don't think it interests me.
Really?
No.
I think it would interest me, but I've never understood.
I wouldn't have a whole cake.
No.
That's my issue.
A quarter?
Like obviously, if you're buying it for a birthday, you're probably gonna have a slice anyway.
Or a small cake.
Oh, yeah, but I don't think we do small ones.
Would you have a small cake though?
Well, like an ice cream cupcake.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Could I enjoy that though? I think I'd enjoy an ice cream
There's
truck.
no. It reminds me of what's that big shopping mall near Sheffield? Meadowhall.
Meadowhall.
There's a stall in Meadowhall.
Oh, right.
I think it does cakes. Middy's cookies. That's what it reminds me
Oh,
of.
right.
I've had them before.
Never been there.
They're very
I've been
good.
to Meadowhall. I've never been to the
You've not been to
cookie
Middy's
shop.
cookie? What have you been doing in Meadowhall, man?
I'd go to the other shops, I guess.
Like,
Can't think of one in a minute.
just name any shop. It's probably in Meadowhall.
I don't know. Primark.
HMV.
HMV. Yeah, I've probably been to the HMV. Probably been to the HMV.
Waterstones.
Yeah, exactly. I've been there. I've
Yeah.
definitely been to Waterstones and Meadowhall. Yeah, of course. I think that's probably where I got Where's the Wookiee? Possibly. Let's mention Evangeline Lilly
Go on.
as Hope Van Dyne.
Yep.
She brings the Wasp mantle, and I really like her sort of yellow and black. So I like the yellow and black, or black and yellow, colour palette that she's got with her helmet kind of and the wings and stuff. She's been very busy with the Pim Van Dyne Foundation, which uses the revolutionary Pim particle.
Yes.
And Evangeline Lilly said that this film will explore her fragilities and her vulnerabilities from Ant Man and the Wasp.
Yep.
But to show how powerful and capable she was as a character, which I feel like was very much achieved.
Yeah.
I really like Hope in this film. Much more than I think in the first film, she was kind of an accessory to Scott Lang.
Yeah.
You know, we saw a bit of her potential, but now for these two films, like Ant Man and the Wasp, has sort of split responsibility with both of them.
Yep.
And I like that as a female and male lead.
No, it is. In all fairness, she's really good. Like I say, I vaguely remember the second one. I also enjoyed her in that as well. But she was really good in this, and overall, I would say character-wise, at least and actors-wise, it's a pretty somewhat decent cast of people, and it's solid. I'd say. As a film overall, I mean, what, it's like just under 2 hours?
Well, it's an hour 53.
Yeah, so it's like nice and quick.
For the post-credit scenes, we have...
Yes, we get two.
As you said, we had two, yes, the numerous variants of Kang led by m.o.d.o.k,
Yep.
who is the sort of pharaoh
Yeah,
Kang.
there's like an Egyptian Kang, there's like a future Kang,
Future Kang,
and
yeah.
like another weird tall
The
hat
one I
Kang.
want was like the Orc Kang at the end. Do you see that guy?
Where the guy's like...
Yeah, that guy, the sort of Orc Kang. Thought, you're really interested. You need a film to be a villain of. It's like World of Warcraft Kang. Yeah, exactly. It is like that. Lord of the Rings Kang. They commiserate this new Kang. Say, well, why did they outlaw this Kang? Was he a very dangerous Kang?
See, in my head, I'm like... I don't know, they must have mentioned it, but I don't know if it did.
I think they might. They call him like the Outsider, or something.
Yeah.
When he dies, they say like, "Oh, the Outsider is dead."
Yeah, and you all wanted to kill him, but we didn't do
Yeah.
it.
And then their multiversal uprising.
Yes.
The next post-credit scene is Loki with Mobius M.
Yes.
who is played by Owen Wilson, and they meet another Kang variant who's Victor Timely, who is and that's his name, who is on Earth in 1901
Great.
and is an inventor,
Nice.
as you described.
Yep. He had grown too hungry for power, too destructive, wiping out planets and universes, resulting in an entire timeline. Oh, okay, so yeah, he was exiled because he destroyed loads of places.
Yeah, the Exile.
That's why.
Might look at Immortus as well. Who's this sort of Pharaoh Kang, I believe. He might be interesting to look into.
Kang, Immortus.
They got a cool name.
Immortus.
Very cool name.
With a version of Kang was trapped in the Infinity Vortex by 4. Immortus.
It's
Okay,
in the
so
comics.
he's in the comics, yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like he's a tall hat man.
Oh, he's not a tall hat man.
In the comics, he's got like a weirdly in the comics he looks like the guy in the middle, but tall hat man.
Oh, does he?
Yes.
Ah.
But Lord Immortus.
Yeah.
It does not look like a unless maybe there's another variation where it's like I got no idea. Kang. It's Kang in it.
Big Kang. Lots of Kangs. Big Kang. Now, the development of this film ran from ahead of the release of Ant Man and the Wasp in 2018. Director Peyton Reed said there are elements of the plot that still leave a lot to play with, and he highlighted the quantum realm, which was introduced in the first Ant Man.
Yeah.
They do go into a bit of. I'm about to say they go into a bit of the quantum realm. There's a lot of the quantum realm in this film. I say a bit of quantum realm in the previous films, but in this film it's mainly quantum realm, good old. Lots of CGI. To fly a ship, you stick your hands in these weird fleshy things. What do you drink? You drink a little squid.
Yeah. Pharaoh Rama Tut is Egyptian Kang.
Ah.
Also, like it says, for everyone, Connors and Richards, please see his other
Other nice Kang. Is Orc Kang there?
Iron Lad, Kid Immortus,
Iron
Scarlet
Lad.
Centurion, Kang the Conqueror, Immortus. So
Immortus.
not Kid Immortus, just
Oh, right.
Immortus.
Immortus.
Mr. Griffin.
No, yes. Of course.
Um,
I love Mr. Griffin.
Orc. You see, part of me saw that.
Orc Kang.
Part of me saw that, and I went, "Is that supposed to be like comic Kang?"
Yeah. He had the blue face.
That's what I mean.
Yeah,
So
but
like,
I thought this Kang was kind of supposed to be comic Kang.
Yeah,
He
but
had the blue as well, blue mask as well.
yeah, but as a mask on it. So is this,
And he had
is this
kind of
them
the
doing like
purple-
the?
Purple and green suit.
Yeah, true. But I'm like, is
That's
this
like the Kang
is
colours.
that- is this
Everyone's
them
purple and green.
doing like a Loki, where it's like there is, that's for comic costume.
Yeah.
Can't get mad.
They did that with they did that very well with Loki actually.
did.
Avengers Loki is I think the best Loki costume we've got. I'm going to keep saying that because I think the Avengers Loki was the best because it had the horn, a helmet, it had the thing. Do you remember Disney? Do you remember Disney Infinity?
The game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Skylander. It was like
Yes.
Skylanders. Everything was Skylanders.
Yep.
It was called like Toys to Life or something was the name of the genre.
Yeah.
I put a lot of hours into Disney Infinity.
Nice.
The second one, when it was Marvel, unfortunately I missed out on Star Wars one. I would have loved to have been around for it, but my interest had waned at that point. Not on Star Wars, obviously, just on Disney Infinity.
Yeah.
And I put a lot of hours into Disney Infinity, and I think my Wii had broken by then, so I really couldn't play it.
Yes. Yeah. I was
But-
more of a Skylanders person.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I had Skylanders too when it came out, but
Yeah.
when Disney Infinity started, I was like, oh yeah, cool, Disney characters. But I was really interested in the Marvel ones, you know. I think that was the only interest for most people. You know, the branded stuff, Marvel, Star Wars, you know.
Yeah.
The Muppets. When they did Marvel, I was all over it. I had all the Avengers, Iron Man, Hawkeye, Black Widow, Hulk. You know, they came out. There was a Spider-Man pack as well. Spider-Man, Venom, Green Goblin, all that kind of ones. And there was Loki.
I found out who Orc Kang is.
Who's Orc Kang?
So this particular variant appears to be most reminiscent of one. So essentially, in the comic books, there's a picture from the Council of Kangs in the comic, which is essentially that scene.
This, yeah.
And in the corner of the comic panel, it's not got a blue face though, but it's like a weird reptile man with a yellow face.
Oh, right.
So I think it's kind of meant. He's also in the corner, so I think
Okay.
it's kind of meant to be that. Because in the comic, he's got a yellow face for some reason. He's blue in this.
Right, okay.
So
Well,
it's,
blue face, 'cause
it's like
he's
a
Kang.
it's like a reptile man,
Reptile Kang.
rather than Orc Kang.
It's Orc Kang, Reptile Kang. So Dinosaur Kang. There's
Sure.
Dinosaur. It's like Spider-Man. It's like Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
Where there's there's T-Rex Spider-Man. Which is something they might need to do with this because I think the Spider-Verse is getting. Isn't it weird how this comes out and sort of gets slated a bit, but Spider-Man Spider-Verse gets completely universal love.
Yeah.
Strange. A real rating for Ant Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. I'm going to go over to Corey first because I think Corey has probably more positive thoughts on this film than I have.
I do have more. Well, I'm also going to agree with you and say I do. I, like I said before, went into this thinking this is not going to be that bad. I thought it'd be okay. It'd be decent. It's a Marvel film. It'd be all right. It'd be mid-range. I actually enjoyed it. Now, granted, the story of this, I was like a bit meh, kind of middle of the road. So I wasn't invested in it, but I also didn't expect to be like whisked away into this massive story of a thing. Some parts were a bit meh, like, oh, we can't kill him, we've got a massive shield. Oh, here comes all these ants that are now just turning up. And I've got these technological ants that found me by doing whatever, and they all went through the portal and whatever. And I'm like, it's fun, but also, sure. Like, that's how Kang gets killed, pretty much, by ants. And
Like
then
a swarm of giant ants.
and then eventually Scott Lang and Wasp finish him off by making him small, presumably, and just sucking him into the power
Even
core
smaller,
or whatever it is. I'm like, okay, but that's only that Kang. That's the exiled Kang. That's like the least threatening Kang out of all the Kangs that exist. But overall, I thought it was quite fun. I thought it was fine. I'm teetering between a 6.5 or a 7. I'm probably going to give it a 7.
Paul Rudd, Evangeline Lilly, Jonathan Majors, Catherine Newton, Katie O'Brien, Bill Murray, Michelle Pfeiffer, Michael Douglas, Corey Stoll. I'm going to give it... First of all, let me just say that nothing against anyone who is in this film, against maybe Jonathan Majors because of the allegations, but Corey Stoll does a really good job as just giant CGI head. Paul Rudd, Evangeline Lilly, as I say, David Dashmal and Katie O'Brien, who I really like. Bill Murray, who always looks really sad and tired whenever he's in films nowadays. I don't know whether maybe he should hang it up, but that's his choice, not mine. Michelle Pfeiffer, I think Michael Douglas is a class act whenever he does things. Yeah. I love Falling Down.
Great film.
But for Ant Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, I'm going to give it a 5. Purely middle. It's a Marvel film.
Yep.
There's a couple of laughs, interesting characters, interesting design, CGI, kind of story that you don't really pay much attention to. You're kind of in it for maybe the villain and the hero, and a 5.
Okay.
It's teetering on a 4.5, but I do not want to. I think anything below a 5 might be a disservice.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give it a 5.
That's fair.
That was our review of Ant Man and the Wasp: Quantumania.
Yep.
A lot of Marvel stuff coming up in the pipeline. We'll kind of breeze through it. Loki season 2, obviously. The Marvels.
Yep.
Secret Wars as well. The TV show's coming out with Nick Fury and Talos, Ben Mendelsohn, Samuel L. Jackson, Emilia Clarke. A lot of big names coming up for Marvel in the future.
Correct.
And we'll be happy to cover it when it does come out. Anything in particular you're looking forward to, Corey?
Ooh,
I've got to say Secret Invasion. I've got to say Secret Wars.
Secret Invasion sounds
I really
fun.
like. Yeah.
I'm going to watch Loki 2, which I'm kind of looking forward to. I didn't mind the first one. I thought it was alright. It depends. I'm in a weird half and half with Marvel, where I'm like, I always now tend to wait and see like who's in it. More of like, who's the villain in this? Oh, okay, it's whatever. And I'm like, okay, I might look at that. I might not, because there's so much of it now.
Reptile Kang. I want to watch
Reptile Kang.
Yeah, Reptile Kang.
But yeah, I mean, it's fine. It's fine.
Thank you very much for. Sorry, did I cut off your point?
Weekly Rec, Murray.
Weekly Rec. Oh yeah, of course. It's your Weekly Rec.
3 years, Murray.
Sorry, it's your Weekly Rec. I've had a heck of a day.
Yes, you have. We're constant professionals. Yeah, so it's mine. So I had an idea for this. When I was watching Ant Man, and I got to the end of Ant Man, and I thought, wait a minute. I was like, oh, I've just figured something out. I thought, this is funny. On a tangent, I also got here, and as we do for the radio show, we play music before and afterwards. I thought I'll look up the Ant Man soundtracks to see if there's any actual songs that real kind of not songs made for the film. There isn't. Little side rec before my actual rec. Some of these song names, whoever named these songs are having a fun time. You've got 50 Shades of Kang.
Nice.
You've got Honey, I Shrunk the Energy Core.
Yeah.
He's Kang, he saw, he conquered. Very
nice.
Kang Bang.
Skip that one.
My probably personal favourite, Alien Ant Harm.
Nice.
Very nice.
Alien Ant Harm.
Lang versus Kang.
Okay.
Someone's definitely had a good time naming
They have, yeah. They've had a whale of a time.
But it's not my rec. So, I'm going to ask you a question, and I'm going to see if you can answer me this.
Okay.
Can you please name me a film that features, one, a character who is a weird blob-like alien, and another character that can... but is tall
quite
and
large,
can grow in size.
Yeah. Giant, we might say.
Yes. What is that film?
Also might have an alien in it.
Yeah.
Are we talking about Monsters vs. Aliens?
Yeah.
Tell me about Monsters vs. Aliens, Corey.
I was watching this, and that, whatever his name was, I can't remember what it was. Was it Zeb? I can't remember. It was Zeb or some weird...
The Blob?
Yeah. Ant-Man 3 Blob. The one with holes. One who wants holes. He doesn't get holes, and he gets them in the end.
He just ends up getting
Veb.
holes.
That's it.
Veb, yeah.
I was like, it's like Bob.
He is like Bob. He's
and
red.
I went, wait
Bob's
a minute.
Blue though.
Yes, he is. I went, wait a minute. That also features a woman that grew in size.
Grow in
So it's now just
yeah.
permanently tall.
It's also got like a lizard thing in it as well.
Yeah.
I think Ant Man and the Wasp: Quantumania is ripping off Monsters
and
vs.
a
Aliens.
small cockroach.
And a small
or whatever
cockroach.
he is. He's a cockroach, isn't he?
I guess it could be an ant. I don't know.
Yeah. And I was like, I've not thought about that film in ages.
The one thing I have to say about that is the general in that film is called Warmonger. Isn't that his name or something? He's called General Monger, and his first name starts with a W and a AR.
I think so. We'll have a little look. See.
And the president is Stephen Colbert, if
Yes.
I'm still correct.
But yeah, I've not thought about this movie.
Neither have I, Corey.
I watched it in cinema. Yeah, General W.R. Monger.
Yeah, that's right.
And I watched this film in cinemas and I have not touched it since.
Give it a high rating, Corey.
It's a solid film. It's not great.
We might actually review it. Maybe when October comes around or something.
Yeah. So this is going off of like whenever this film came out, 2009. So this is like what we're talking, like 14 years ago.
I've got this on DVD. I remember.
I'm gonna give it
liking this film.
I'm gonna give it a 7.5.
Okay.
In hindsight, bearing in mind I've not seen this film about 14 years.
Right, okay.
And if we end up reviewing it, that may change.
Right.
It's
got a suspended rating.
Yes. Because all I can remember about this film, other than Bob and Gigantus,
and the concept of monsters versus aliens, Corey, that was a big concept to hang your film on.
Even though it's technically monsters versus a robot, but
no, the alien commands the robot. He's called Zathtar or something, isn't he?
All I can remember is
Zartan, whatever his name is.
It's the president plays Axel F.
Yeah.
On the piano and
on the electronic keyboard,
and the cockroach breakdancers.
Yes.
That's all I can remember from this
movie. I remember when the general goes around on a jetpack. He's on a jetpack all the time, and he flies near, because the woman gets giant.
Yes.
And he has to fly up to her head to talk to her.
Yes,
and he's on like a jetpack.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
I also remember the keyboard bit.
Yeah. He just gets like blown up or something.
I remember the trailer. Do you remember the trailer? This film. It was the guy running towards like the bunker, and when he was running, he had to like scan his eye, his face, and his butt.
Yes.
And that was like the joke. That was like the joke button. It was like putting a butt on the copy machine.
Yeah. What a humour that was.
What a great humour that was. What a film, Monsters vs. Aliens. You're giving it a 7.5?
Yep.
Class. Thank you very much. Now we can actually conclude the episode.
Now you can end the show, Murray.
Yeah, sorry. Even though I should have waited for Monsters vs. Aliens, because I love Monsters vs. Aliens. Exactly. That proves, folks, don't rush into finishing things too soon.
Nope. Got to get them RECCs.
Thank you. Got to get them RECCs. A very strong weekly rec there from Corey. Thank you very much for listening and watching The Real Show. That was our review of Ant Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. It is a goodbye from me, goodbye, and a goodbye from Corey.
Goodbye.